Hello everybody, Mr. Scarlet here, and here is my review of Series 4, Episode 17, The End of Time, Part 1. I believe last time I made a mistake by saying the next episode is A Christmas Carol. And if I didn't, oh, that's me, just made a mistake, or whatever. There's not too many characters to talk about in this episode, only 3 major ones, and a 4th one that I could talk about. So the plot. If you know the previous episode of What's Mars, he's just done something wrong. He tried to alter a fixed point in time, but the fixed point did because of Adelaide killed herself to maintain the time. And then Sigma appeared, and then the Doctor thought, is that how he dies? Is this the end? That's basically all you need to know prior knowledge to this episode. Then at least 2 years of the Doctor's life have passed, because of the day of the Doctor mentions his age, and he mentions his age in the next episode, saying it's at least been 2 years. So he's done some things, and yeah, he goes to the Ood sphere. So he does eventually with the Ood, but not straight away. And then he finds out that there is something wrong. Time is bleeding, and something is changing the past, the present, and the future, all like changing reality, and not in a good way. So the Ood show them what is happening, and they show Wilf, who is distraught, and the Master, who is somehow alive. Then the Doctor shows them what he knew, like they knew it never was. As they say, do need prior knowledge as well, for the Series 3 finale. Yeah, and then something about the end of time itself, and saying that something else, it's not just a Master, something else is returning. And then he goes back in time trying to stop it from happening, but it's too late. Master has been resurrected. Thanks to his disciples, but Lucy Saxon, his wife, or his ex-wife, Addison, tried to kill him, like, because the disciples brought him back to life with suspicion. Lucy Saxon got the opposite things, and then to try and make sure this wouldn't work. So yeah, but he still survived. What else can I say about the plot? It's a weird plot. The thing is, since this is part 1, it is setting up the second episode, which is better. I'm not saying I don't like this episode. This episode is good, yeah, it's great, but it's not as good as part 2. Part 2 is way better, because of what is seen in this episode, but the characters don't know about it. Yeah, and Wolf has seen this mysterious lady in several places. Yeah, and the Doctor is trying to find a Master so he can stop whatever this is happening. And he doesn't know where he is. And he encounters Wilf a couple of times. And the first time he is with the Masters, yeah, but he just disappeared. Yeah. Basically, the main, there's not much else to say. There's Wilf and a few friends of his trying to find a Doctor. They find a Doctor, and the Doctor and the Master face off in an abandoned place, and someone takes the Master. We don't know who, and then we find out, it's this guy, Joshua Naismith, has this gate and he wants it repaired. He's like, you took it from Torchwood 1. Well, it says Torchwood, but it's implied that it's Torchwood 1. I doubt he even knew about Torchwood 3 continuing to exist after the Battle of Canary Wharf. So, yeah. Yeah, he asks the Master to prepare it, and he does. And then there's these other weird aliens, trying to remember. Vinvoci? I'm trying to remember they call themselves Vinvoci and Zoci. Because I mentioned both. I'm trying to remember. Because Banacapalata, who I said, not the last review, the review before his character, yeah, this race is not similar. Like, they've got spikes around their heads, but they're green instead of red. I'm trying to remember, I think, I don't want to look this up. I have to look this up. Well, literally, I was on my phone for a bit after watching the episode. Right. Vinvoce is what I'm on about. Zocchi. Yeah, Balikapala owns a Zocchi. Vinvoce is the other race, the green race with the pricks on their head. Like, so it looks like a bit like cacti. Yeah, and they want the gate to work as well, but they have no idea what the heck this guy is doing. So basically, Doctor will try and get into the compound, and they do, and not much else happens apart from they meet the Vinvoce, and yeah, because they're trying to get it back up to the ship once it's done with it, once it's all ready. You hear noise in the background. It's nothing important. And so yeah. So they meet them, and then the Doctor goes up, and I think once the gate was fixed, because this actually I should have said this, a gate emits all planets. Like it sends out a template. Let's say it's not a template of a normal healthy human. It would send out that template to everyone. Like not like what they look like, but the physical aspects. So if someone had something wrong with the lungs or something, it would fix that. It would make the lungs a normal, healthy lungs. That's just the first thing that came to my head. I don't know why, but yeah. Once they will fix that. Joshua Naismith, he's the guy that took the gate. I'm pretty sure I just said that. He wants it to make his daughter immortal, but that's not the point. The point is that he makes sure the Master is restrained, because he knows that the Master could do something weird. But the Master does break free, and what he does is he goes into the gate himself and makes every other human like him, apart from Donna and Wilf. I understand why Donna, because she was a Metaclass, but why not Wilf? I never understood. Well, maybe I did. Yeah, but when I just rewatched, I was thinking, why the hell didn't it change Wilf? Is it because of the Ultron energy on him? Is there any human who hadn't encountered the Doctor, or at least travelled with the Doctor, wouldn't have changed? I don't know. That's a good point. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the point. The other part, which is the other characters don't mention it, because the only one who might know of it is Will. Because I said the mysterious lady comes up, but a couple of times, at least twice through the episode, maybe 3 times, we hear narration. We have no idea where the narration is from. Twice we see the Time Lords returning. It's like, what the heck? And that's pretty much the plot. Okay, the time is good for 8 minutes right now. I don't want this to make a short episode, because the last 2 were short. It is roughly the same time as I filmed it the other night, the last 2 nights, but I don't care. Right, so I'm going to definitely talk about the Doctor, Wilf and the Master, and I might touch on Donna. Depends if I think it's important for the next episode. Do you know what? Yeah, I will, I think, because it is. But the Doctor knows of his impending and inevitable death, because the next episode after the last one I reviewed, Planet of the Dead, and there's like, he will knock 4 times, something is coming. Yeah, and he knows that means that will mean his death, and he doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want to die, or even regenerate, because he just says it with Wilf, which is a really nice scene, as he still feels that regeneration is dying, in a sense, like this body, who he encapsulates, who he was, who he is, and someone new can just come along and change that. He tries to help the Master. He wants to help the Master to stop whatever the heck is coming. He doesn't know what it is entirely. He just knows the Master is involved in it. Yeah, and he wants to work with him, and he's still annoyed and angered about the time when Victoria said in the scene with Wolf. He doesn't actually say what he did. I did something stupid, basically, which was probably referring to the time when Victorious. And he even says in that scene that he now knows that he shouldn't travel alone, even if it benefits who he could travel with, because no, it's not a benefit, it's a disadvantage, just because many of them had died. Well, not many of them died, a few have died, and many of them left on barren worlds and all that. Yeah, the thing is, There's a lot to say for part 2, but not for this one, for the Doctor. For Wilf, he's been having bad dreams, and it's later when he finds the Doctor again, because, and he wants Donna's memories of the Doctor back, as she sometimes stares into space, and he wants her to just be happy, even if she is happy with Sean, her new fiance. And he finds out there's something nefarious is going on, like something bigger is going on, and then it should just be like, because he's only dealt with only 2 invasions, the Atmos one, and so maybe not, but definitely the Dalek one, and the Dalek invasion one, 2009. And because the mysterious one is like, why the hell is this a woman appearing? And she's talking about really weird and cryptic things. He's thinking like, okay, why is this happening? And what could this mean? Like, and he doesn't want the Doctor to die either. He thinks that. Well, he doesn't say that in this episode, but he does say it in the next. So I'm not going to say it. Yeah. Anything else to talk about Wolf? Beryl Cribbins, he's just an amazing guy, and he's really good, and I think that scene in the cafe or the restaurant is just one of the most raw, powerful moments ever in Doctor Who, like, because it shows, like, even though it doesn't matter which character you're talking about, whether it's the Doctor or Wolf, it's just an amazing scene, because you get what it's like with what it's like, because Wolf gets what it's like to have the knowledge of knowing the Doctor, and he wants Donna to remember that, because you think that's just amazing things to be doing, and forgetting that is just sacrilege in a sort of way. But the Doctor in that scene is also so encapsulating, because he's wanting something, he's wanting to live on past a prophecy. But he knows that is highly unlikely. Yeah. And he just talks to him like, why are you travelling? Or just asking the question, why are you travelling alone? Who are you with now? And he just says who you. It's like, travelling wasn't what I wanted, but now I know I did something stupid in that. So he's victorious. And it just, yeah. I think when I had first seen that scene when this episode was first broadcast on Christmas Day 2009, I was just like, wow, this is Doctor Who at its heart. This shows what Doctor Who is truly about. It's about people and caring for them, that everyone is important. And also that, and they say like, why is, so they do hint, because they talk about prophecy, but they wonder why the heck is Will able to find a Doctor in a man of ours, when it would usually take people years or decades to find him again. Like, units sort of make sense. They've got all that technology now. Of course they're going to be able to track Doctor down a day or less. But Wilf, an old man. Well, yeah, actually, let's talk about him being in a war. And him, it was too late. He never killed someone. That was actually taken from his personal life in a war. Like, he never killed anyone, but he tried to keep the peace. Yeah, and just bringing that in is a nice part, and it does try and help him to align with the next episode. Really, the Master. He's been recently resurrected, but because of Lucy planning ahead, starts to become more hungry and ravenous. I think that ravenous is a better word to use than hungry, because after Lucy put that anti-potion on him, and because it was a potion that brought back, this anti-potion should kill him. Like, it didn't, but it was enough to drain enough energy of his life force away. And that's why he's trying to eat, because he's trying to be stable, but it's not working. Because I said, not enough of his life force came back through the resurrection. Just enough to keep him alive, but not all of it to keep him completely alive and completely stable. And he also says that the drums are getting closer when there is that another amazing scene in the Doctor and the Master in the wasteland. Like they're talking about, Master talks about where they originated and now what they're doing here. And the Doctor asks for help. Yeah, and he can hear the drums getting closer and heavier, but he doesn't know what it means. Yeah, and he turns the human race into literally billions of copies of himself. Copies, is that a word? Physical forms of himself. I was going to say, he transforms the human race into billions of physical forms of himself. So he become master of all on Earth, but he doesn't know or what consequences that can have. What happens next in the next episode? That's me done my notes. How would I rank this episode? I think this is better. Definitely better than the next Doctor. Not as good as Voyage of the Damned. I'd say it's slightly... What did I put for the first two? I put Christmas Invasion at 6 and The Runaway Bride at 7. Now where would I put the end of time? I'd either put the end of time between the Christmas Invasion and The Runaway Bride, or between The Runaway Bride and Voyage of the Damned. I think I would say it's either 6.5 or 7. So it is. The thing is, as much as it has good moments, so it takes a while to do things. So I'd put it at there's nothing up there. I'm just looking at my board with nothing on it really, nothing important anyway. I'd say, well, this is difficult to decide. I'd say 7 out of 10. Actually, no. I'm gonna say 6.5 out of 10 because I think The Runaway Bride is still way. I think it's. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep it at 7. I'm gonna put it at 7. Alongside The Runaway Bride, I might change that down the line, but right now I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. So, yeah. I think that's everything I can say. So, apart from that, the next episode, since that's the last one of David Tennant's era and the rest of David's era, I'll probably just have my overview, then specials, and like, not my overview because I've already reviewed them, but basically just like telling you where each episode goes into the list, and that's pretty much it, yeah. So, just trying to get this to 20 minutes. I'm on just past 19, so I'm just gonna talk. Say if there's anything you want to see on this channel after the 2nd of January, put it down. If there's anything I'll try and do it. There might be some things I want to do on the channel. I'm not entirely sure up to this point. After these videos. Maybe once a month I can theorise on what I've seen on the internet about Series 13, what might happen. Like, there has been some stuff rumoured, not confirmed, but it's not technically rumoured, it sort of is, because of filming photos, and I might delve into that in a future video, but I'm not sure. If you guys want to see that, then yeah, put that in the comments. Put that in the comments. So that is pretty much it. So yeah, see you next time for my review of Series 4, Episode 18, The End of Time Part 2, The Epic final episode of David Tennant's era. Oh yeah, I should have said this. Yeah, the Gallifrey part. So I was like, oh. I think they're not as good on their own, but on this episode, but put them into next episode. Having them in next episode as well makes it better. I should have said that. Do my overview of the episode. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh god, I've not said that in a while. So yeah, thank you very much. And Mr. Scarlo, out!